Wow. Hey, everybody. It's 16 Pack, episode 14. I am your host for tonight. Thank you very much. TJ, Capes and Rifles. You got Trevor, 16 Shooter. Tom, the IF Watu, down at the bottom.
And Eli.
Open mic night. So exciting. How are we doing, guys?
It's just a head shake from Trevor.
Wow.
It's one of those. It's that kind of night.
Somebody's got to play the part of TJ, so I'm just gonna.
Wow. Okay. All right.
No, it's great. It's great. This is gonna be cool. That's right.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, somebody shows up here.
Billy's watching. Billy.
Billy.
Right now.
We do have some news to get to beforehand, but you can
Why don't we just
move on with the brew. TJ, you're the host.
All right. Let's.
How you doing?
Doing good. Can we start with brews? I feel like that's really. Hey, it's Lenny and it's Sabrina.
Hey, all right.
I'm finally talking. Comment now.
In case you just joined in, TJ is our host for the evening, the host with the most.
And I got a special hat just for Tom.
I support it.
Can y'all see that? All right. Start with the brews. Trevor, what are you having?
I picked something new up that I haven't had in quite a while. It's got an interesting taste to it. It tastes almost like kind of like a mountain, like the Rockies.
Wow. Wow.
No.
Did you know he was wearing that hat tonight?
No, I figured because TJ's hosting, somebody's got to, step up to the plate, drink
You
the
really are
Coors Light.
playing the role of TJ tonight.
I really am.
Look at my face.
We have the same initials, so there you go.
I am stunned. I was actually like, I have a Coors Light shirt that I bought just for Tom.
I like that you're
It looks
buying
like the Rockies, but it actually tastes like the baseball team, the Rockies, the sweat from the team. It's not too good.
You know what sweaty men taste like. Tom, what are you having?
So I got this a couple of weeks ago in preparation for our next episode because it is the holidays. So I figured might as well try the brewery's coconut macaroons porter, I think it is. Imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with coconut and natural vanilla flavor.
Wow.
12.2%.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's such a good-looking can, too.
Stout and coconut. Read that for me again.
Okay, it is a imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with coconut and natural vanilla flavor added.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who puts that out? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
The brewery.
Oh, the brewery.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's spelled
just that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's called the brewery, but it's BRUERY.
Oh, clever.
Brewery.
Very clever. Very nice.
That's so fancy.
I know. And I actually have a secondary beer in the wings if I get through this and need more, but we'll see.
You will. I'm having. Oh, Jordan just jumped on. Jordan,
Oh,
having a Guinness. This was a Guinness up until 35 seconds ago.
So what's in the wings? What's next?
That's it. I've been drinking since before we started.
I was thinking that you were actually going to have a beer tonight, and you didn't because you had it beforehand.
Well, he's got the hat.
Yeah, I got that. Like, we're good.
I got him covered. I'll have like 7 of these. So
This is interesting. I just had my first sip.
And
It's a lot of flavors to take in all at once.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
definitely a little more on the sweeter side than I was expecting. But I guess
Really?
I shouldn't have been expecting it with vanilla and coconut being in the name. So
yeah, but sometimes those are a little just there,
Yeah.
the underlying flavors or whatever. But
it ain't subtle. So you probably wouldn't like it, Trevor.
gotcha. Thank you.
All right. Here's what we got coming up on the show. Brews and News. We just did open mic questions. Who's excited?
I'm excited.
Are you?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
too.
Got a lot of news though first.
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. I'm going to jump into this. Fucking terrible head sculpt.
Tell us how you really feel, TJ.
Holy shit. I was so excited. Like when I'm at work, I sometimes scroll through like the Hot Toys announcements. I was like, oh, like the new Star Wars is out, and then I see Rey, and I cried a little bit. Like that's such a terrible head sculpt.
From the neck down, though, the suit is beautiful.
Oh, the suit is amazing. I'm a huge fan of the suit. That face is just it scares me.
Yeah, am I the only one getting a Liv Tyler feel out of this thing? Like a vibe?
I get
she's
that.
got an overbite. She's
I was
got an
thinking
overbite. Like
Evangeline Lilly too. You know, the Lost.
Somebody said that. I seen that. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just not her from. I think it's the length.
It
of
is
the face.
I think you're right. It's pointy too. She's not as pointy. Like
no,
it's all kind of weird.
They always want to make people pointy. I don't understand this.
You know, I feel like the last figure, the Last Jedi figure, had a larger forehead, and they've now taken space from the forehead and just kind of shifted it everywhere else. So
yeah,
you know,
there's an angle in here that looks pretty good, but
I love the outfit though.
Yeah,
Lenny is saying it doesn't look as bad in the video preview, so I didn't see the video. I don't think
I didn't see that either. I like whatever that pop up is right here.
Yeah, we can do that. With any of the comments, if you want to show it, you guys, you can just hover over it and hit show. So
sweet.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, I mean, this is not a surprise. You got your Kylo. I can only wonder how different this is going to be from.
I think it's just the helmet. It looks like
I like the cape material. Is the cape material the same that was on the last one, or no?
It is, but the last one didn't have the hood, which I love the hood.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing I was missing on the figure that me and TJ have is that it's just it's a weird like just shawl piece, and I really think his helmet looks great when we first see him in The Force Awakens, like underneath that like hood, and it kind of cuts too.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta figure out that whole put together helmet thing again. Like what is that red? I mean, why not paint that shit? You know what I mean?
They have no paint in the Star Wars universe. I don't know.
These lightsabers are horrendous. Whoever did this,
I thought the exact same thing. Posing.
I just noticed this now. I've been looking at this picture for 2 days now, putting this together, and my God, that's bad.
Yeah,
it's still better than what I would do. So I'm gonna.
Oh, stop it.
Yay, a droid.
This droid needs to something. I am not sold by Dio. Like even
me either.
Yeah,
me either.
So we'll see.
I got some. You know, it's you look at the. What's that, TJ?
Was it BB-8? Was that the name of the last droid? I can't.
Yeah, I love BB-8 from the get-go. I love them.
Oh, I like BB-8. Yeah, that was. I think this is also a Macquarie design, or partially a Macquarie design. I think this might have been one of the original like doodles for the original R2 or whatever. But look at the head of this thing. I just get a total like early Disney cartoon vibe.
It looks
like the long eyes.
Like
those things look like eyes to me. I don't know. Like it's Mickey's dog or something. I don't know. I don't think we needed another cute little droid, personally, but
BB was perfect.
Yeah,
I guess they want to phase out maybe R2 and C-3PO. I mean, okay, I haven't seen any of the trailers, so I don't know whatever they're showing on that.
I mean, I'm assuming one or both of them will go, only because maybe not R2, maybe R2 will stick around
because they feel like killing off everything from the previous generation of
stuff. Right, exactly, because they ruined our childhood completely. It looks good with the hood on, and I don't know why.
You think so?
It looks better.
That picture, I think, looks better than the.
Yeah, it's possibly just the lighting and the. Yeah.
I would still put my head from the very first release of Rey on this, and then I think it would look like a way better.
Dude, I thought that was not a perfect sculpt, but that is definitely the best sculpt that they put out.
I think they got worse with each release so far. I like the second one, but it was pointy again, and it was kind of weird. Like even her eyes were kind of like pointy.
Very hard looking.
Yeah.
Really.
Which second one are you talking about? The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
With the 5 head?
With the what?
With the 5 head?
Yeah, with the long hair. Whatever.
I like that one.
I think it's a great figure. I don't think the sculpt is as strong as the first sculpt, which we got the 2 figures of that first sculpt. I like that sculpt the best. It still wasn't, like you said, Trevor, not perfect. I think if you were to blend the first and second together, I think you would make the perfect Daisy Ridley.
Yes, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Someone needs to make a custom.
I know
Someone will.
So wait, so what do we think about this scene? Is this a obvious, subtle showing of these two joining up in the next movie?
It's just bad posing.
Or is it just okay? I was gonna say, like, is it just really terrible posing?
All of the shots for these 2 figures looks like someone had like their kid come in and set them up, because they're just kind of like very still and stiff and just.
Yeah, the posing is terrible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It actually makes the figures look bad.
This is some of the worst preliminary pre-order stuff that they put out.
Yeah, I feel like they were rushed.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, they don't even have a price up for this yet, right? It's not up for pre-order yet.
I haven't seen it.
No, not yet.
Last I looked, there was no price or anything. So
$235 for Ray.
Yes.
$235.
Okay.
Because
it's Ray and Dio together though, and I think
right, and like you have all of these.
All right, I'll throw out my prediction: $255.
$255.
Yeah,
that's a new number, isn't it?
I feel like they've done that a bunch.
Isn't it 257? Isn't that like the weird magic number or something like that?
Are you going to prices right me right now?
I'm going $1. I'm $1.
$259.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm going to say 257. Just because, why not? Somebody had a Dio, a cool looking 1/6 Dio that came on a blister card, like it was a custom. I think it was like it did move like kind of the same way this one does. I think it stands up by itself. I think it was like $80 though. So
I will say the figure does come with a solution to the head sculpt, and it's that really badass looking helmet. That
makes
training helmet. That thing looks sick. I love that. I kind of want the figure just for that thing.
Yeah.
And also the suit. I really like her outfit. Though again, they should have done all of the Rays, and correct me if I'm wrong because I don't have the release that you have, TJ. All of Ray's boots are all single piece, which kind of kills me. And I wish
I can't remember.
Because the one I have is those are the same boots as the Scout.
I was doing a display case clean out today. I was going to put.
I think so. I think they are. I think the first one was. I can't remember, but I think they are.
Painful.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, because
dude, that is totally Liv Tyler right there. That is. Look at that overbite.
Liv Tyler's more attractive than whatever the hell this is.
Well, all right.
Great Arwen.
Yeah, she's got the freaking elf ears too. So yeah,
she does. Anyway, accessories.
I'll probably get it because I like the outfit. Depending on how the movie goes, it's the final. I didn't get the TLJ version, so I'll probably pick this up.
So the next bit is something that I slowly got excited about because I was influenced by other people.
This is cool. I love the look of this.
All right, so I'm going to ask Trevor because I know, obviously, I already know how Tom feels because he thinks it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, how do you feel about the negative suit Spider-Man? Which is, have you played the game?
I have not played the game. I got to get a PS4, man. I told you I got to get.
Yeah,
we were talking about this earlier.
Bro, you could have had one for free.
Yeah, well, it's just my luck. I like it. I like this. I'm feeling now like I'm not really. I guess I don't have room for it, but like I kind of like now I want to get. Unlike collecting all the Iron Man versions, I kind of like all these Spider-Man versions now, and I haven't really gotten any of them. So, but then it's a rabbit hole, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't pick this up over any other one. You know what I mean? Scarlet Spider I thought was kind of cool. I kind of wish I'd pick that up now. But,
it's more than just kind of cool.
It's very cool.
No. Yeah, it's very cool. And I kind of wish I had picked that up, but I wouldn't pick this up just, I'll pick this one up. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't love it that much. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
I would pick these all up if they were 1/12 and a lot cheaper. I think I would be all that shit.
I feel like we could see this in 1/12. TJ, you are a big Spider-Man figure nerd that I totally respect and love, and I want to know if you are going to be picking this up.
Oh no, it's a yes. But you know what? I won't be picking up the other ones they showed at SDCC.
The Iron Spider was a little rough.
Yeah, like it's not only because
I think it's better than what's the other company that did the 1/6 Iron Spider? It was like the re-edit Iron Spider. I think it was better than that, but not by much.
Oh, my wife just popped in with a plate of food, but I'm gonna stay focused, guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay focused. Thank you. So accessories, Tom, you don't have the advanced suit Spider-Man, right?
I never liked the advanced suit look. I don't like the White Spider. I don't like. Never in the game. The second I got it, I'm like, nope, going right back to classic.
Yeah.
And so I just couldn't. I couldn't get down with it. But this version, because it's like the negative reversed, everything seemed to work better. I even liked it. I'm not going to buy this. But I just love the look of it, and if it was like one of those things that I had, I would love to take tons of awesome pictures of it and stuff like that. But it would be displayed perfectly on my shelf. But it's not Spider-Man I need, but I like the look.
I like the Spidey sense thing.
It's not that good. I have the one on the advanced suit, the regular advanced suit. It's meh.
There's a Spidey sense accessory for it?
Yeah,
yes.
It's very much a cut-out plastic look, right? Like they must have photoshopped the edges of the plastic out on that photo.
Again, Hot Toys, stop doing that. Stop photoshopping shit out when you're showing us a product.
I'm definitely gonna get this, but I guess I'm slightly disappointed. The accessories are exactly the same, but
I mean, what is this? It's not Toy Fair. What? Why is it exclusive? Like, what do they say in the release?
I don't know.
Don't know.
You know what, though? I'm going to move on to a figure that I know Trevor is going to get 100%.
Done. Pre-ordered. No.
I know.
I mean, they based it on the best version of his armor. So
he's getting two.
Yep.
You're going to get this one too, TJ?
Oh, I'm not. I said Trevor's getting two. I'm not touching it.
No.
So you can
I can't get into me on anything, man.
Nah. I went down this road, man, and it was all right. I had fun with the Iron Man for a while and then got rid of it.
I think he looks awesome. I mean, I think of all of the Tron stuff, I mean, if you're into it, I think it's great. I do think that the line on his crotch is a little weird. But other than that, it's awesome. I don't need it because I have the regular version I have the diecast version of this same armor, but classic, and that's in my mind, the perfect one.
Oh, wait, you have the original? Well, not the original. The diecast
Mark 1. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
If you ever want to sell it, we should talk.
No, he's one of my favorite figures. That's not happening.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like this, I'm like a completist, and if I got one, I'd have to get them all, and that's the reason I'm not going down the Spider-Man route either, because I want it. Very cool though. Very cool looking.
Yeah, for people who are building the Tron set, it's great that they did War Machine in it. I think
it'd be a great group shot. That's the only thing I could think of. Like getting them all together and doing a shot would be awesome, but
Wait, so Tom, you have those. Are the accessories you see here exactly the same as what came with the original?
Yeah, actually less. And there's not the Mark 1 diecast came with all swappable armor parts for battle damage. So I could do a full battle damage Mark 1, or I could do regular Mark 1 with the one release. Like all new, every piece of him comes off, and you can put on a battle damage version. That's freaking so cool. I don't shoot him nearly enough, and I really should. Yeah.
There you go, Tom.
Tom, lead the way.
I pre-ordered this within seconds of this going up. I am so beyond stoked for it. These are the promo pictures look a little different than the pictures that JC put out. He put out like the head sculpt, and it looked like they fixed the one issue I had with this, where the helmet was a little too thick. Because in the show, it's a little more form-fitting, and the pictures that he had, which are usually more accurate to what you'll actually end up getting, it was very perfect. Like it was like nice fit to his head and everything. And I am just so ready for this figure. I've been ready for this figure for like 5 years. So
And it's here. It's finally. Well, it's not here yet. It's not
Not
going to be
yet.
here.
I gotta wait
2 years. Another year.
2021. 2020. I cannot. When I saw that, my head hit my desk. It's just so bad.
Is the show still on? The show's still on, right?
Oh yeah. We're in the middle of one of the.
Will it still be on by the time this thing comes out?
That's a good question because Arrow just ended. Flash's numbers are still doing well, I think, and they just introduced Batwoman into the same universe. So
I want to watch Batwoman. Is that only on the DC or is that on?
It's on the CW network. You can watch it for free.
It's on the CW. Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching it commercials, but it's good. It's worth it. I think it's worth watching.
Steph got him too.
Nice, Steph. Yes.
Man, so what's the deal with the different chess piece on there? Is that just something that's
okay? So
I'm not familiar with.
That, if I'm recalling correctly, because that is a season 1 MacGuffin, pretty much, that enabled him to help him learn how to control his speed and gain more speed faster. Like the Flash, when he first started, like any hero, kind of had to slowly build up, and he was being trained. Actually, I'm going to leave that in case anyone wants to watch it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but that is a little device that kind of helps him collect speed force and powers of his own speed to get to where he's supposed to be 5 years from now, because he was being trained by someone from the future in a sense, so it was they kind of knew what the Flash should be, so
Gotcha. All right,
it's just a cool device. And one of the things you'll notice is that it comes with the white symbol and it comes with the red symbol. The red symbol is a season 1 symbol. When he first launches, he has the red. And then when he finally feels like he's the Flash, season 2 kicks off, he gets the white symbol, and it's a big upgrade. It's a big deal.
I didn't even realize
the original
helmet.
Barry helmet there, right?
Yep. Jay Garrick. It's Jay Garrick, not Barry, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Just,
not a DC guy. So what's the deal? They just haven't done this HUD sculpt, right?
Yeah. It can't be any worse than Star Ace, so it's going to be fine. No offense to Star. No, a lot of offense.
No offense at all.
Trevor, are you a yes, no, maybe?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Really? I have with disdain almost.
No. I have no. I was never a fan of the Flash. I'm not a DC guy. I like Batman, Superman peripherally. Flash just never did it for me. Character wise, comic book wise, I don't know why. Just never dug him.
To recommend some Flash books to you that will make you fucking change that tune. Because when I started reading Flash, when I worked at the comic book store back in the early 2000s, because I was never into the Flash before that either, and then I started reading it and the stuff that was coming out because Jeff Johns was writing it, and he's one of the pioneers of some of the best modern day DC stuff. He turned me around, and now the Flash is one of my all-time favorite DC characters. So
I could see that. Yeah, I have no doubt that it's definitely been a better comic book here or there.
Yeah.
That happens, but I don't know. I just as a character, I was just never. But yeah, that can change.
I'm a maybe. I'm a very strong maybe.
I feel like this figure is going to make me buy. Funny enough, Sideshow Wonder Woman's next. It's going to make me buy the Sideshow Flash as well, because I'm going to want to.
You bought the Sideshow Flash. You didn't get that?
I didn't, because I was waiting to see. This was the dream Flash for me was CW Flash.
Okay.
Because I feel like I had such a good connection with that show when it dropped. It was it became my favorite show of that first 2 seasons were my favorite, and I really wanted it. And I was really on the fence with Sideshow. It's just I only have one Sideshow figure so far, and it has a lot of issues. So I've been kind of should I get more Sideshow stuff? And that's my one thing. But I really like the look of the comic Flash that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sideshow Wonder Woman.
So we all saw this at SDCC.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's looking different than it did, but I may have a different recollection of it.
I thought it looked different.
I think it looked different too, actually.
Yeah. The face looks longer, more drawn out, or something.
It kind of looks like Liv Tyler in a way.
Oh my god!
Wow, that's how to Liv Tyler in tonight's show.
Tom, is it me or have they reduced?
Picture on the right looks reduced. Picture on the left There's a lot cutting into her bicep that I'm not entirely sure if it's that reduced or if it's just like an angle, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's a Fison body. I mean, they've done a lot different proportions these days with those, but man, it looked ridiculous upper chest proportionally to keep things on the up and up here for the kids that are not going to be able to watch the channel after this week. But yeah, it seems a little bit less bodacious.
The Fison, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't own any Fison bodies or anything like that, but Fison has no issues with cracking or anything like that in the joints?
So far.
Okay.
Not that I've seen, but longevity-wise, I mean, nobody's had one for more than 5 or 6 years now. So
that's still 5 years better than Hot Toys in terms of cracking. So
that's true enough.
I mean, like that alone, that's kind of like having Hot Toys for as long as I've had Hot Toys. I feel like, unfortunately, with a lot of 1/6 stuff, if you live in specific climates, there's a shelf life to specific.
Oh yeah.
So 5 years is already well beyond the Hot Toy shelf life of most things. So that's great.
So you had that where you were before with the not to go off on a tangent, but you said you were near the ocean, so you got a lot of salt water and salt in the air and things like that. And I know people in Indonesia have terrible problems with humidity and the leather cracking, pleather cracking on things. And I'm assuming something like that could definitely happen to this. I don't know. A lot of people had a problem. I mean, a lot of people had a problem with a lot of things on that John Lennon Molecule 8 figure, but that was an issue. But that was their own body. It wasn't a Fison body. Same material, though, same rubber material. That if you push it too far, I think you could definitely split it. But so far, the ones I've had, it's pretty amazing. They're pretty damn good. Here's another thing I noticed about this. We don't have all the images here, but if you go on to Sideshow and look at it, there's not one picture with the arm bent. Not
really?
One. Yep.
I mean, but if it's a Fison body, it'll be fine.
Yeah, but no more bent than that. And I don't know if they're trying to hide that ugly fold that happens with those bodies, and the fact that she's got this almost looks custom because she's got some.
I like the definition on her
arms.
Like it's really good. Like it's on
the thighs too.
Like I feel like Wonder Woman should have. Like it's the right amount of muscular. It's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. But this, I've never seen a Fison body like that. So they must be doing. I know they did. Well, I got the Court of the Dead one that they did that they dyed blue.
Yeah.
And so they must be working pretty tightly, Sideshow, with these guys.
I would hope so, because I feel like Sideshow would be producing a lot more than what Fison just does bodies before that, or their own figures. So this is like the first time doing licensed character stuff. So why wouldn't they develop, bodies for those characters?
Right. Yeah, Fison's doing their own line of stuff too, but I guess they're co-branding or co-licensing with Sideshow to do this stuff, which is cool.
TJ, what's the price on this? Do you have it?
No.
No, it wasn't back there.
No.
Huh.
Oh, sorry, it is $255.
$250.
Or as I said, too much.
I think
that's
right. He doesn't come with anything really. Like if she came with the invisible jet, then we talk, $255. But I don't know.
But even the lasso, if it had been if they'd had maybe it is wired. It could be wired. I don't know.
It does not look wired. I feel
doesn't look wired.
Yeah, wired has a specific look when it hangs on like a leg like that. Where it can be
right. At the very least, it should come with like a wired lasso or something with a shape to it.
I agree.
Cool looking. I really loved. I pre-ordered that Joker out of this line, and I like the Batman again. Not that unmasked face, but
I love the Batman except for the unmasked face as well. Like the Batman almost sold me on getting it. The Flash is the closest one I'm getting to. They did a Green Lantern too, did they? Right? At some point? Was it a while ago? Yeah.
Did they?
Green Lantern. I remember worrying about it was going to be like my Wolverine.
Hey, Tom, Richie just said it comes with the invisible jet.
Oh, perfect. Oh, good. Then I'm sold. Done. It's just invisible, right? And it's not even tangible. It's the intangible jet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Moving on to some young rich.
The unaffordable jet.
All right,
So did anybody who's watching, did anybody order the Young Rich, Miles Morales, either one of them or both, or let us know. I did not, and it's still, you could still get it, but I'm on the fence, man. We saw SDCC; they had a poster up of Into the Spider-Verse, and we assumed that someday during that show they were going to come out and show that they had figures, and they haven't yet since then. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's typical Hot Toys. It's really just doing it to maybe put the fear in these types of companies.
Exactly. Well, it's really working.
Yeah, I'm holding off, and
these guys are cranking them out, man, like left and right, and they look pretty good. I don't know about this one, but
can't believe I'd ever say this, but that Spider-Man is just not fat enough. Like it's
I think it's the right level of fat. I just think his proportions are absolutely
the proportions are weird.
Terrible. I think it's terrible. I'm using the T word. It deserves it. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, it's interesting because terrible. I think as we're going to see coming up, like I think the Miles really worked because all you have to do is take that kid's body, which is readily available, put a big head on it, and you've got the cartoon.
Yep.
Whereas this, it really takes almost a custom body to get those cartoon proportions.
Yeah. His proportions are very distinct in that movie. Like the Peter B. Parker, he was very broad-shouldered. He kind of had like a more square chest, and then it went to a portly belly sometimes. Because sometimes it wasn't as pronounced. That's why I was actually shocked that you said you want him to be fatter, TJ. I think he's just not as wide up top. Like he's not as brick built as the cartoon was.
Yeah.
The animation, because it's not a cartoon, it's CGI. Right. But like this, none of this works for me.
Now, Spider-Man's got almost the look of like if somebody put out a Spider-Man doll, you know what I mean? Like one of those, like the Barbie version of Spider-Man or something like that. Like Ken as Spider-Man. I don't even think that the faces work as nearly as well as the Miles did.
I think honestly the best face that they did is coming up soon. But I don't think that the Peter B. Parker best.
No. Love the accessories. I'm going to be looking for those parted out somewhere for sure.
Yeah, I love that cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Right. And the shake and everything. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Looks delicious right now. I'm going to move on.
I think it's good that they did stylized heads, especially like I like this head, but they didn't do.
Yeah, this was good. This is good.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that on the top right? Remind me what that accessory is.
Some sort of drone. I don't remember the drone
from the movie. All right, I guess I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah. I've watched that movie so many times. I don't remember a drone either.
I don't remember a drone either.
I like the bow tie though, from when they crashed the party. The party.
Oh yeah, right. That's good.
And pizza, can't go wrong with more 1/6 scale pizza.
Not at all.
Yeah, I have enough though. Thanks for that Scarlet Spider recommendation, sir.
Oh yeah, my pizza right here.
So I think this is better. I know people are saying, "Oh, that's Tom." She's the worst of them. The face. You think the body's bad, Tom?
I think the suit, whatever texture they decided to put on that suit, that weird triangle texture, ruins the whole thing.
Okay.
Because like all I see right now is it looks like her suit is like stippled, and it does not come across as Ben dots or the dots from the comics. It just looks like terrible, especially on the mask. Terrible like triangles.
And I don't like it on the mask. It didn't really bother me on the suit, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think the face sculpts on her though look really good.
One of them does.
Oh, maybe
Tom,
huh?
You like the face sculpt?
I did not go deep into looking at all the pictures of Gwen because it wasn't the character I was going to. I like that face sculpt. It looks like the movie.
Actually, that does look good. You know what I'm thinking of? There's another version of this that somebody else did. I cannot remember the name of the company. It's another one, company that I think has put out like one release before this, and it's awful. I mean, it looks horrendous.
The suit, though, look at the bunching up in the areas and how puffy that hood looks.
Yeah, it looks really thick. Yeah, that's true.
It looks like you bought that off of like a rack and.
But the triangles, the pattern on it doesn't bother me. On the face, it does. Are they
Sure.
taking that from somewhere, or is that just I was going to say license, artistic license, which is funny and ironic.
I think it's artistic license to try to get the texture of the suit because they're not working with the same material that we see Hot Toys going into to kind of get that textured look that we see in the game and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just it does not work for me.
Yeah.
Printed on patterns hardly work well. They have.
Is it printed? That's what I'm getting at. Is that printed or is that the material?
No, that's a printed. It's a printed on pattern on top of the material. It's not like how like if you were to take I know you don't have this guy, but if you were to take his suit and you like look at it real close, all of the texture stuff that you see is all 3-dimensional. It's actually like crafted into the actual material. This that would be flat. It's like you're just touching a flat fabric that has triangles printed on it.
I guess I have to look at it closer. I didn't look at it too close.
Okay, that head, the second head doesn't work, but the main head works really well.
It's not. Yeah. It's not terrible.
The squinting one I don't like though.
Yeah.
It's not like Ray terrible. I mean, not for me.
Well, it's a cartoon. It doesn't have to match a person, so it's
She looks.
You get away with it. What is that?
Don't get stoned, kids.
What's that accessory on the left next to, I guess, a USB drive? What is that? Is that a phone?
Yeah, it's a phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just a social media picture, instead of like, I think Peter's is like, here's a phone making a phone call. Like, they just chose, she's like scrolling Instagram, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's all the way on the right.
Miles, but.
Oh, she comes
I don't know.
Peter? That's really funny.
All right, so who's spending $175 on
I mean, you do get both the looks for that, which is
175? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I know.
In that case.
That's the only one of these, though, they're doing both looks then, because typically it's $175 per look. Like you get the street version or you get the suited version.
I'm looking at a couple of places, and that's what I'm discerning from what they're saying is that you get both of these for $175. So I don't know.
I didn't know that. That's okay then.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case with Miles. So I don't know why it's the case with these. So that could be wrong.
Peter too?
What's that?
Is it the case with Peter too? Because I've seen 2 of these photos, which this photo to me is always like, this is the release. You get, here's the figure, here's the accessories. That's what you're paying for.
Right. Which is what I assumed at first, but I don't know, unless they're saying somewhere in these sites that I've looked at that pick one or the other, it looked like it was $175 for both of them, but I could be wrong. Somebody wants to look it up. We can look it up. And
it's also funny that now they're blurring out the names of the characters.
I know, right? Even they're not even blurring out the correct name of the characters.
Yeah, I know. This was just Spider-Man.
That's true. Yeah, something happened. Sure.
We're gonna move on to something that I know nothing about, although I've heard a great many good things. Oh. So I'm gonna give this to.
Oh my God! You don't know about this?
I've heard about it. I've never watched it. I don't get to watch everything.
Oh, it's so great!
I'm missing out. I know. I hear it's amazing.
I love this show.
Totally love it.
Show too. It's so good. It's so good. Just you got to separate the fandom.
Line delivery. Hold on.
From the show because the fandom's terrible.
Is the fandom terrible? I don't pay attention to it really.
Google after this. Google Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce. End it there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go back. Go back. All right. So these are from Mondo, and I was really excited when I read about them, and then when I looked at them, and they look great.
They're just PVC statues, though. They're not figures.
They are 1/6. The hands, wrists move, the necks move, and the feet move, or the ankles move, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not as excited about them, but still very cool.
You getting these?
Kind of a semi-statue on your.
Yeah.
I mean, get them, Trevor.
I'm seriously thinking about it because there's not going to be any more like this. but you could say that I've got a great many things I'm sure that I probably would never order. They just look so cool, and I love that Pickle Rick, man. I love that little Pickle Rick.
The Pickle Rick and the Rat are like almost. I was talking to my Nerdy Obsessions Tommy about this, and I told him I almost want to get it just for that because I feel like that would make for some cool like photography and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like they did enough swaps for the heads and the hands and stuff like that there's a lot of things that you could do with these guys. It is a shame that they're not fully articulated though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could definitely do a lot of close-ups with the heads and stuff like that, and yeah. And I think they look great, and for $120 to get all this stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good price. I think you get a lot of good stuff for it.
I mean, if these were vinyl designer toys, I know they're not made of vinyl, but if they were like that type of designer toy, they could easily put these out for a couple of $100. You know what I mean?
Are you sure they're not vinyl? Because I have
I'm not positive.
Okay, because I have the Ramona Flowers that they did, and it looks exactly the same kind of release. Swappable parts, swappable hands, and she's just a vinyl figure. Like this
vinyl, like vinyl.
Vinyl. Yeah.
Okay.
It feels soft to the touch. It's yeah.
No, I'm assuming these are more solid. I don't.
No. Oh, I don't think so. It seems like a lot of the stuff.
These are in the vein of their He-Man figures or something like that, which are obviously more movable. But
I see Mondo as doing two separate things. They're either doing their 1/6 scale articulated line, which is the He-Man stuff, Turtle stuff, things like that, and then they have their vinyl stuff, which is like the Harley Quinn statue, the Ramona statue. These are in the vein of the Ramona statue. Like they look exactly the same with swappable things. And all of those are like vinyl. So I just thought that
just looking, T-Rex has Mondo exclusive device.
That's Pickle Rick.
That's Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
I'm Pickle Rick.
PVC, ABS PVC.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of feels the same as vinyl.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, dude, you got to start watching this show. It's great, it'll be a good time because I think the new one comes out next year, new season.
You mean the one that's happening right now? Because we're in the second episodes tonight of season.
Oh, what did it start already?
Dude, yeah, last week.
Oh, I didn't know. It
was a good episode too. Tonight's the next.
There's so much fucking TV I can't keep track of, man. I got so much shit to watch. It's not even funny.
Can I just take one quick second? I love exactly what's happening below me. Sabrina, your photo on YouTube is amazing. This is Sabrina's dog, and we're all people here, and I love that. Sorry, I just saw it below my head, and I'm like, that is amazing. I have to say something.
Well, I wish I could see that on here. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's nice. This is nice. For $120, you can't go wrong. It's nice.
All right, I guess I'll.
Jordan, your sentiment. Love the show. Probably won't buy them, but I dig them. That's exactly how I feel.
What Mandalorian news do you want there, Lenny? What are you looking for?
We already got the figures.
I love it.
Okay. Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think, knowing now what we know from where we are, that we're going to see an additional accessory get added to the Mandalorian without specifics of a new partner thing, or even that? I know we get the swappable shoulder piece, but it looked like from trailers from the show that the shoulder isn't the only thing that he upgrades. It seems like this show is going to be like a slow upgrade to his whole armor.
Right.
You think that they're going to either do a separate release with the new armor, or because that figure doesn't come out until 2021 at some point, that we'll get a deluxe version? They've just been kind of keeping it quiet until the season's kind of done.
That's interesting. It's possible. It's not. You're not going to get an upgrade. They're not going to give you anything, I'm sure. But is there another version with upgraded armor? Probably. Yeah. I mean, if this goes well, I can see them definitely. If there's enough of that going on after the first season is over, for sure having another one, even if it's not complete. Which I'm assuming is probably, like you said, is kind of the ongoing, part of the show. That he eventually gets all this great armor.
Yeah.
As for the accessory, I'm thinking, I don't know. My first thought was another figure, a diminutive figure, with that as an accessory, and you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is all very cryptic. But that other character that he meets up with maybe comes with that accessory instead of him coming. I don't think they're going to give us that accessory as an accessory. So.
I feel like they have to, though, because it's the biggest part of that show that was a surprise. And it's like there's not a scene that has Mando in it that doesn't have this separate accessory.
Yeah, I know. It's surprising, but I think if they were going to do that, I think they would have shown, the mystery question mark, thing like mystery accessory or something.
You're
like
right.
that.
They do that because like even the Captain America from Infinity War, like the crazy things might get included, and then afterwards, like you just get the spear and the staff from the the Black Order. It was like such a letdown. I was expecting something great. So yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, thanks for the no spoilers, but I agree, Jordan. I want a 1-1 of that.
Yes, it's the new other 1-1 that they did previously. It's like I want one of those too.
Absolutely. Just if we're gonna, because I think this is the end of our news. Not to jump on your hosting, TJ, but if we want to continue on this,
I'm drinking something else. Keep going.
Oh, good. Continue on this talk. I just in general, I'm loving the show. I don't know who else is listening that's seen it, but it's great, man.
I think that
sealed it for me. Sealed it.
The first episode I thought was solid. It ended on a note where I'm like, I cannot wait to see what happens next. But I didn't I wasn't like I saw some people raving about it like instantly, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to rave about it. I think it's good. It was very solid. I don't think you could judge a show until like 4 episodes in. But the second episode was, I want to swear, but I won't. But it was Star Wars from start to finish. It was the Star Wars I wanted. Everything felt the right beats. It had the right level of cheese, action, adventure. Like it felt so perfect. Even like camera wipes and everything like that. Everything.
The up down wipe down this time.
I had goosebumps.
They had little Indiana Jones in there too, so it's almost like having this lone character as the star of a Star Wars film without a lot of supporting cute thing. I love it. It's great.
Excuse me. There's not a lot of sporting cute. There's a god.
I'm saying like as of yet, no droids or sidekick things, going on. So
no, I mean. It does. The Jawas in the second episode seem to be the cute aspect of that episode. Besides,
Jawas in the second episode.
Jawas are even in the first episode at a point.
I haven't seen it yet, man. Like, why are you ruining my weekend?
The figures came out. Hasbro ruined your weekend.
I don't really.
I know you don't care because saying that there's Jawas in the Star Wars thing is like saying that there's dirt.
You know what my problem with like episode 2 is, even though I haven't seen it, like it's much shorter than the first one.
It's like 2 minutes shorter than the first one.
No, it's like 10 minutes shorter, isn't it?
I thought the first episode was 34 minutes and the second episode was 32.
Oh, I thought it was like 40 versus 32 or 31.
The first episode was short too.
They're both short.
I mean, I've been really excited about this show. Like, I would like, just a few more minutes.
I was expecting
an hour,
like 45 minute.
Yeah,
like a 40 to 45 minute show because on commercial TV that would be an hour.
Yep.
They're a little too short.
I would say that they're short in number, but when I'm watching them, they don't feel short. Like I feel like I get the full. I don't know. They pace it well. They pace it in a way that it feels like you get a full story episode in it, and I don't know. I never felt like they were rushing through a beat to get from point A to point B. So I was okay with it. Like though, give me more. I just want more Mandalorian. So give me more.
I know it's great. So having said that, has everybody ordered the Mandalorian?
No.
Yes.
No.
Fuck yes.
Not yet. I will probably. I'm trying to be more responsible with my funds.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
All right. Are we ready for open mic?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're kind of doing it, but yes, we can certainly move.
Okay. I have a question since we don't have like a lot of questions going on in the chat right now. I know we have some on our new Instagram page that we can go through.
Nice.
And also, I got a DM a question from Justin Pierce that I thought would be an interesting one to kind of kick off with.
Okay.
So let me begin. Justin Pierce writes, I know all of you are the kings of 1/6, but do you find 1/12 easier to shoot? This is a lot of photography question. And if you could have the same level of detail in a 1/12 figure, would you guys be crushing 1/12 packs? And that is like, I love 1/6 myself. And I have tons of 1/6 figures, but I find them hard to shoot. So it's more, do we find 1/12 scale easier to shoot, or do you find 1/6 scale easier to shoot? And would you think that you would switch scales as your primary focus if 1/12 had the same level of detail as
this is so fascinating because I swear I was thinking I'm going to bring this up in some form or fashion. I had seen that question, but I guess I didn't really, maybe it did subconsciously register with me or something. I was thinking today, just going through stuff, looking at some of my Mezco figures, somebody picked up the Star Wars license, maybe a foreign company that I guess Hasbro has this. I don't know why they're not doing it, but and made cloth figures with even better than Mezco. I'd love Mezco to be like, some of them are great, but like almost that man nipple shrunken Hot Toys look for some of these heads. And they made Star Wars, and they could put them out fast enough that I could have a decent collection in a couple of years. I would seriously think about
selling off the ones
scales. I would seriously think about it. Yeah.
Well, what do you think of that rumor that has been going on for like a long time about Hot Toys launching a 1/12 line?
Well, they got that little mini collection of Iron Men now, right? Don't they have that coming out? Is it 1/12 scale?
Hot Toys?
Are those full scale figures? I thought that was just like a little statue of the Hall of Armor.
No, I think those are little figures. I'm not sure how articulated they are, but I could have sworn that they were little 1/12 versions of armor that you could buy as a set or individually. I don't even know how that's working at this point. I haven't really followed it because
I thought it was a whole set of just. I thought it was honestly. I thought it was like, you know how they have their.
Are they statuary? I thought they move. No,
I've never seen a picture of them doing anything other than them just being tall. So that's why I don't know.
Out of my ass. I don't know, but I remember. But I've heard that rumor. We've heard that rumor for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a rumor. It's what it is. Someone just wants.
I think. I mean, they're over there, but in order to sell them here, since Sideshow is their U.S. distributor, I think they'd be they can't break that. They can't legally. It's like SH Figure Arts can't legally be sold here, I guess, or can't be imported here at least, because Hasbro has the license to that scale figure.
Facing a lot of challenges. It's enough to get that stuff sold.
So Hot Toys would have the same problem. They could easily sell them over in China and Japan, but nobody over there even buys Star Wars. So it wouldn't do anything. Iron Man would be fantastic. I don't know. What about you guys? Would you switch scales if they had what you wanted? Or I mean, do you have any like 1/12 like the SH Figure Arts Marvel? Because you guys are a little more Marvel than I am.
TJ, why don't you take this one?
Yeah, I have a handful. Getting rid of them though. I have the Mark 50. I have like all of the Figure Arts Spider-Man that have come out. They're back in the box, honestly. Like I really don't shoot them much. I mean, unless like Marvel and Mezco like just collaborated and just did a lot more Avengers type stuff. Like I'm not switching scales.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be
I have a lot of legends, way more than I should have. And I like shooting them, but they, obviously they just don't have the detail. And you give that up. I mean, as far as photography goes, it's a lot easier. 1/6 to shoot in a scene. Yeah. I mean, you got to have some sort of diorama piece. I mean, something there to give it some dimension. Otherwise, it just looks flat. But yeah, they're a big pain in the ass to shoot. But they look great. They look amazing. And I would just wish that would come in a scale that I could build one scale diorama for or buy and use it for everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's maybe that surprising, but I think if I were to take my collection and take a step back and look at it, I would say probably 80% of my collection is actually 1/12 scale.
Really?
Yeah. Like I only display
80%.
Dude, I don't think people realize how much 1/12 scale stuff I have, but I came from collecting every single Marvel Legend when they first launched, every single DC Universe Classics when they first launched. Like I've been collecting toys for decades at this point. It's sad. And it's like, it's just, I don't display them, nor do I do a lot of photography with them a lot of the time, just because like I like doing, like you guys, when we do 1/6 stuff, a lot of us kind of tend to ear towards portraits and stuff because you're really focusing on the detail of the sculpt and stuff like that. So yeah, like I just, they're just sitting in drawers or boxes or bins, or I have like a lot of containers full of just 1/12 scale figures. So do you find now, TJ, because I know you shoot them from time to time, do you find 1/12 easier to shoot than 1/6, or do you find 1/6 easier to shoot?
It depends on the day. I feel like there are times when like I have to like readjust like everything I do in the setup, from like the lens that I use to like the diodes, the props, whatever. But years ago in 2016, when I started the whole hobby,
way back in 2016.
Like I was shooting a lot of NECA Colonial Marines.
That's your name.
Like I have so many like setups just for that. It seemed easy, but like sometimes I like to go to the Mezco Batman stuff and like I can't really compose this as well. But then I jump right back into like a 1/6 scale like portrait, or just a certain like pose that you've seen in the movie that like it's much easier.
Yeah, I think that's what you just said right there is exactly what emulates my feeling when people say that 1/6 scale shooting is hard. I'm like, I find 1/6 scale shooting personally to be easier because the figures tend to lend themselves more to just looking natural, like as a human looks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's easy for me to capture the natural, like here's somebody walking towards you because it looks like it. When I'm posing like 1/12, it's like I have to think about every little detail in the scene, and it just becomes this wider thing that I love shooting it. It's a bigger challenge to me because I've never been a big diode guy until very recently. I've slowly started to pick that stuff up, but it's like there's a lot more you have to think about. Like, but 1/6 focuses on the camera. You do a nice shallow depth of field. It doesn't matter what's back there as long as it has some good color pop, something dynamic to kind of work with the composition. Done.
Yeah, I guess it depends. It's a different style shot though. That's
of course.
That's yeah.
If I was doing like big action sequences where it's like 3 characters battling, 1/6, I've tried it before, and I've done it. I've posted a couple. It's hard. It's a lot to manage. Something always ends up falling over. It's a whole lot of something. But just generally down the line, if I were to just have 2 figures of the exact same side by side, I could just do a quick portrait of a 1/6, or I could do like an elaborate setup with my 1/12. I've never really thinking about portraits of 1/12, even though I do it from time to time.
Yeah, 1/6 works really well, 1/6 works really well when you have a couple characters in close proximity to each other, doing something, battling, fighting each other, grabbing each other, or something like that. And like you said, all you need is a couple of lights in the back, a little bit of an innocuous background, something going on, and it looks great.
Yep.
But I tend to look at them because I really want to do something with them that looks a little more realistic and put them in an environment, and then I run into elaborate setups on my table that take 2 hours to build.
So I have a question for Tom and Trevor and anyone else that wants to kind of just jump in on this. But when you're shooting 1/6, like coming from a photographer's standpoint, what lens, what focal length do you default to?
Personally, I have a 40 millimeter macro that I use probably 80% of the time.
Okay.
I have a 90 millimeter macro that I use probably 98% of the time.
Yeah, and my 90 millimeter macro is the other one that I use.
Wait, so Trevor, you do a lot of like very intricate like setups. I'm thinking of that like that when Ray was being taken away, like set up, like you had like the rocks, the background, the fog,
right.
And like
that was a long time ago.
3 troopers. Like, what lens do you have to like resort to? Because I hate I use a 100 100mm macro for all of my shots.
It's hard with those.
95% of my shots. Like I'm perpetually just moving my like fucking setup.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like,
no, that was
pain.
probably that was a long time ago, and I had a variable length lens, and it wasn't good. It was like a kit lens, which I got rid of. But I think that was still the 40mm. It's not just a macro lens. It is a macro lens, but it can also be used as just a portrait lens or whatever.
Okay.
So it was probably shot with the 40. I'm thinking that one.
To your point, TJ, like I find that doing the elaborate stuff with like 1/6 scale with my 90mm to be very difficult. That's why typically I'll just kind of like ear towards portraits and stuff. But when I used to shoot on my Canon camera, I had a 60mm macro, and it was a lot easier to kind of get like a lot of stuff in focus, just the focal length. But even still, as you were describing, you're constantly stepping back. But I'm finding with a 90mm, because of the extra like zoom on that beast, it's like I'd have to be across the freaking room to kind of capture everything. It's just like impossible.
Yeah,
a shorter focal length macro would be better to try to do more elaborate scenes. But I also have a 35mm full frame for my Sony, and that's what I'm trying to. I haven't done a lot with it yet, but I'm trying to focus. If I'm going to do like an elaborate 1/6 scale scene, focus on using that lens instead.
Yeah, I've tried that. I got a 50mm for a Z lens for my camera now and full frame, and I've been trying to use it. I'm trying to work it in, and because it's not macro, so it's a little trickier sometimes. It's like you definitely have to back up a little bit to get things in focus. But yeah, that's that. So Sabrina's 100mm macro all the way. I knew that.
There's a couple more questions on our Instagram page, and I'll pull one out from actually speaking of Sabrina. From Legendary Outlaw, Sabrina on Instagram asks, what about the evolution of 1/6 collecting and or the evolution of your own collection and collecting habits, which I felt kind of went along with what we were talking about in terms of, 1/12, 1/6, where we kind of saw that kind of happening and going. So what do you guys think of the evolution of 1/6 scale collecting in your collection?
TJ?
You know what? With the end of the last big Avengers movie, I think it's died down a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been really good at saving my money this month in November.
In the month.
Do you feel like
half the month has been happening?
Nothing to buy.
So I've been feeling the exact same way, TJ. I feel like I got all I really wanted when I first kind of started with 1/6 is I just want my big Avengers team. I want everybody who was kind of ever an Avenger like on my team. And I feel like now, as of right this moment, I have everyone I need pretty much, either on order because Captain Marvel isn't out yet or things like that. But I feel like I'm good. So all these new releases and stuff, I'm like, I don't need this version of this character. I have a representation of that character. And Trevor, I know you kind of feel this way because you're just getting into Marvel and you're looking for that core, just give me the one of everybody for the perfect Avengers.
Yep.
And I'm trying to step back, but I do like that Hot Toys is being tricky. And they're like, we're going to go into video games. So we're getting the characters that maybe you don't have in the movies. And that's trick me. And I feel like with 1/6 scale, if they start going into more step outside of movie stuff and start pulling stuff from other venues like comics, which we get through the video games or stuff like that, and I'd be destroyed financially.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I did order my I think my definitive Iron Man now, so I think I'm.
Is that 85?
What's that?
Is that the 85?
Isn't it the 7 from?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to get 85 also.
No. And I got my Thor. I got my Hulk. I got my Cap coming. Gonna order that Black Widow, I think, from Endgame, and I think I'll be.
You don't want to wait to see what to do for the Black Widow movie? Because I'm actually kind of waiting.
Well, I haven't ordered it yet, so we'll see. But that takes place way in the past, so I mean, who knows?
Your Avengers are from all over the place.
Oh no, I know, but they're not. They're only a movie or two away, so it's like 3 or 4 years. I mean, it doesn't matter. It might be good.
Scarlett's not going to look like she's like 22 in that movie, so I think it would fit just fine.
Um, other than that, like I'll tell you one thing that I have really, the custom stuff, I went nuts when I first discovered that. And it's interesting, like starting out, I was thinking about this too, because I thought somebody asked the question about that. But that Janix hand sculpt that's over my shoulder there, the Han Solo one, I think was one of my first forays into customs. And then I got stuff that I never thought I'd buy. You know what I mean? Like I have a Chevy Chase from Vacation sculpt that I never painted. I have just tons of stupid shit, and I've really stopped on that stuff. I really have slowed down a lot on that. And honestly, on 1/6, kind of a lot. I mean, some of the stuff's really been disappointing me. I got Brianna Tarth from 3-0, which was just.
I feel like that was like a turning point for you specifically.
It was, man. I'm like, you know what? It takes one of those things that you start and you go, okay, I don't like this. I don't really want to keep it. And why do I need it? Why do I need all these characters? Then you go, why do I need from Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones is over and it was okay. The ending, kind of disappointed me. And now I'm like, do I really need all these versions of these characters?
Yeah, when the Jon Snow first payment for the new Jon Snow figure process, I was like, should I be canceling this? I'm like, should I wait for Tyrion to come out? I mean, like Tyrion, I want Tyrion most of all.
Yeah, well, I had the original Tyrion, so I'm okay with that. That's
you're fine. Like I like the new Tyrion. I hope he looks even remotely close to the promo pics. But like I'll get him. I'll be happy. And if he ends up being the new Brienne of Tarth, where it's like a big disappointment, I'm canceling the Jon Snow. Even though I know Jon Snow has like some good secondary market head sculpts that I could easily put on that body. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, so much out there in terms of every kind of scale too. It doesn't even have to be 1/6.
Well, that's my main problem. And Stephanie brought this up, like just talking about Mythic Legions. I mean, good Lord, that's taken over my life. And then
well, you know those guys.
What's that?
You know those guys, right? The guys from
yeah. I just hung out with them at the Jersey Toy Show.
But
I mean, I got a ton of it's like a Marvel Legend comes out that you want to complete the X-Men team or something like that. So you got to get it. You get the set, and they sit there, and I don't do as much as I probably should with them. And I have like Lego sets and stuff, and it's really getting to be like I have too much stuff, and I am starting to sell stuff. But the 1/6 stuff has always been like, well, that's kind of the core of my collection, and I really don't want to. There's not much looking around that I'd want to part with.
How about one of those Anakin?
No.
You sure? I'll buy one with you.
No, I need to get rid of an Anakin. I think I'm going to part him out, and I need to get rid of an Obi-Wan. So,
which Obi? Old Obi?
No, young Obi.
Oh, I was going to say, if you're going to get rid of old Obi, let's talk.
Probably be my custom one, believe it or not. I think it's a couple of years old, and I like what Hot Toys did with it, so I'm okay with that. But then I'm looking again, like I look at the Walking Dead set that I got, and like, is Rick ever coming back? I don't know. The show's lost it for me a little bit, so I don't know how much I care about.
That is the big qualm, right, with buying stuff from TV shows, because they are like, here's a moment in time that's captured. Here is something that's continually ongoing. So especially with Game of Thrones specifically, because that show is now over, and the hype level for those characters, those figures, you just don't hear anybody talking about Game of Thrones unless you're TJ anymore. Like I do see TJ post about Game of Thrones more than I've seen anybody else, and I don't blame him because I love that show, TJ. Like honestly, I was like
Game of Thrones, yeah.
But it's
you're gonna see more from me soon.
Good, I hope so, because like I need someone to get and this is my big problem, right? Like I need someone to kind of get my hype level back for it. What?
Your Game of Thrones juice is going?
I need to get my Game of Thrones juices going because my Game of Thrones juices are running on empty.
Yeah.
And I'm now like my Game of Thrones juice is running on empty, but let me tell you, Sideshow's like, I'm going to keep plucking $50 from that Game of Thrones juice, even though you're on empty, until we're eventually going to send you something that either you're going to be happy with or question why the hell you're buying this.
Yeah, the TV show, that's like I have a, did I sell this yet? No, I don't think so. I have a custom. What the hell's his name? From Breaking Bad. Good lord.
Walter White, Jesse Pinkman.
Walter White. Yeah, Walter White with the glasses. Really nice sculpt, and all I had to really do was buy that 3-0 figure and slap that sculpt on it. It's really nice. And you know what? I just don't care enough. I loved that show. Loved it.
One of the best modern shows. Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Classic. But it's almost like it doesn't have enough nostalgia yet.
No, you know, but also, like, here's the funny thing. Like, if we're comparing Game of Thrones specifically with Breaking Bad and that kind of hype level, like, Breaking Bad ended perfectly in my mind. Yes. Like, I couldn't pick a better ending for that show.
Yes.
And then we even got a Netflix movie to kind of fill in any gaps that you might have had left.
Which was great. Yep.
Game of Thrones, however, like, it was like a high, and then all of a sudden towards the end it was like a ramp down until it just died in a burning fire, and it was like one of those things.
Yep.
It's like how do you bring that into your collection when it's your desire to have it changed?
That's the thing, yeah. And is it going to be remembered? How is it going to be remembered? Is it going to be remembered as that great show that everybody was into, or is it going to be like,
Sopranos, where everybody's just talking about the final episode kind of thing constantly? If you bring up a show now that ended, the final episode is the very first thing that's brought up.
Right. And I even have, like, you know, we've seen the Tony Soprano, and like, I love it. It's great looking, but I don't know if you can see it.
I do think that show, I can't see
the wrong camera.
I think that show specifically, though, I want to say that show changed the face of television, because after that we started to get more of what we now would just consider like HBO styled, like really well written television. Oh my God, we're traveling, and I don't think I've ever seen Trevor's whole room before.
Oh yeah, that's all. I thought I was showing you all the 112 figures before, but yeah.
Wow, what is that Millennium Falcon that I'm seeing?
That's the USC Lego Millennium Falcon.
Trevor, when are you going to do just like a live stream of your entire collection?
Yeah, I probably should. It's fucking crazy. That's what I'm getting at. But anyway, like, even with the Soprano, like, I love that figure. I'll have it, and I don't need anybody else. You know what I mean? I had a couple other characters from that, pieces of him, but it's like, it's over. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how, like, Star Trek. Like, I want the Star Trek figures. I love that show. I don't know if you need distance, you know, more time to be like, oh, I really love that. And part of the whole, it kind of went downhill, or it got canceled, you know, mid-season, like Firefly or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if when that happens, you need some more time to have that wispy, you know. I would get Battlestar Galactica. I would have gotten them then. But the new Battlestar Galactica, I would totally buy all those figures like right now.
The funny thing about that show specifically is, okay, I watched all of the new Battlestar Galactica except the last 3 episodes, because I heard a lot of interesting complaints about those episodes, and I didn't want my love of that series being tainted. So my desire to go in and then watch those final episodes. I know it's weird, but it's been almost 7 years.
Listen, it wasn't the best ending.
Okay.
But it was adequate. You know what I mean? It was satisfying. It wasn't a great meal, but it was like, meh, all right, I'm full. It was good. It was fine, you know. But I love those characters. I love that show. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't feel like there's much else that I could add to this at this point, 1/6 wise, aside from shows like I like The Mandalorian. I pre-ordered it before the show came on, probably stupidly, but
you got vindicated because the show is great. They said you were vindicated because the show is great, so you did.
Yes, but also kind of dumb, you know what I mean? And so I'm holding off on any Rise of Skywalker stuff right now.
There's nothing from Rise of Skywalker that I'm seeing, though, that I'm like, Poe. If they did Poe, I would get him because I need Poe in my collection.
Yeah, it would be nice to have.
There's nothing from that movie that I'm like, I need a figure of him. But then again, I haven't seen the movie yet. So
far, no. No, I mean, no. But again, that it's so new. Like, it was it was new when The Force Awakens came out, and it was like, ooh, new characters, and this is great, and this is really cool. And then you were used to them, and then, TLJ came out and the mixed reaction to that, but you were just still like, it's another Kylo Ren. Do I need another Kylo Ren? You know what I mean? Like, maybe 10 years from now, I'll be like, oh, I got to have that Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I don't need the broken helmet Kylo Ren. I have my Kylo Ren for my collection. I'm good.
That's what I feel like, yeah.
TJ, how about you? You thinking more upgrades from the new Star Wars movie, or?
Probably.
Yeah.
Have some plans in the near future to buy a house, so
Could probably
lots of room.
More room.
You're thinking room. I'm thinking financial. Probably not going to be buying all those figures.
No, but I think I've already worked out my budget. Like I hate to say, but like I can fit more of these than I want to. That's why I don't get to do much during the month, because I keep buying shit. Gonna fucking say it.
So I canceled my Jon Snow order after our conversation, Tom.
Yeah.
So you were responsible for that.
We were talking about it. We were talking about canceling the Jon Snow, and I was kind of wondering, I might do the same, because both of us got on the payment plan, and the process was happening. We both got the notification that the payment process was coming in, and I was like, do we want to keep it? Do we want to cancel it? And I couldn't blame them for canceling it, especially because that first payment came, I want to say, a week after you had gotten Brienne, Trevor. Yeah. So it was like in the midst of, if you guys want a little behind the scenes, we have a three-way text message between the three of us, and that Brienne of Tarth almost killed that thread, because it killed Trevor's love of 1/6 in a sense for a while. I think he's okay now, but
yeah, it was more 3-0, but in that line. But yeah, kind of. It was disappointing. It's like how many times do I have to buy a figure for $280? That's not at this point, and this only in the last maybe 3 years. That's not Hot Toys. That I have to go and get, if I really want a really nice version of, I have to go and pay another $250 to have somebody repaint, or get a custom sculpt, or it's ridiculous.
I feel about I love, and this actually kind of speaks a little to what Sabrina is saying directly below me right here. I have my Doctor Who figure from Big Chief, and I'm on the record of saying how let down I am by that, but I've been planning on having him repainted. But it's like, I'm not in a rush, because it's a legacy show in a way, especially the 10th Doctor is, at the very least, where I'm not like, I need to get my hype up for the next season because, the 10th Doctor's coming back. That's not going to happen. So
right.
It's like, right. I know I can get that done eventually. And I might still, but.
Yeah, that's the way it is. And then you see that figure sitting on your shelf, 2 or 3 years from now, and you're in that same, I never got that done. I really don't like that figure. You know what I mean? I'd love a definitive version of it, but I'm just not really ready to either do that, spend that, or I got other things going on. And I don't know, how long do you wait before you go, you know what, I just don't want this thing anymore.
But that brings up Sabrina's point exactly right here, where she says giving time to let the hype die down certainly helps controlling on the fence purchases. And I agree with that, but that also makes me question of the companies that are making these figures. Are they going to see that the fact that the hype died down, so you're only going to get the one figure, whereas if people were still hyped about it, buying up that first figure, we'd see more from that series.
Oh, so you're responsible for the continuation of the line theory, basically.
Exactly. Like, do you feel when you're buying 1/6 scale figures from a TV show that is either ended, or still going on, you are also throwing out your support for that show to continue being licensable, and then continue to produce figures that you want to own stuff from.
Yeah. Hey, you guys can pop in with answers to any of these questions. We'll put them up, like your thoughts on that. Like, do you think if you don't buy a figure, it's going to, it has to reflect on, that's why they do pre-orders. It's basically, I think that's why some people are saying that and I got to pick this one up. The patrol trooper from like the Solo movie is probably going to be
it'll be a hard one to find. I think eventually
it's going to be a hard one to find. It's going to go up in price, which
it's the new short trooper
investment, because it's ridiculous. Yeah. But yes, that might be one that does, because people just didn't pre-order those. They didn't make a lot of them.
And I will say straight off the bat, like Solo, I loved.
Great movie. Great
I
movie.
like it better, and I know I'm the only one here on this cast that thinks this. This is my own feelings. I like it better than Rogue One. So I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
I kind of want to get the Alderaan. I forget his last name. Alderaan. Something. Han Solo. But I can't buy that over getting the Harrison Ford version. So
right.
But I want to support stuff from that movie because granted, we got the one figure I think I would want the most, which is Old Man Maul. Happening. So
right. But no Kira.
No, which I know a lot of people are upset that there's no Kira because she was a big role in that movie. So.
Yeah, huge.
Woody Harrelson's character, who is, I would say, even bigger than Kira in that film.
Probably. Yep.
So let me ask.
But you never know. I mean, you never know. They started, bringing back some Rogue One stuff later on, Krennic and things like that. So you never know. They might go to the well again, depending on
that. Disney Plus having all the stuff on it will lead to maybe the desire for companies to kind of want to put out more stuff, which leads me into another question from our Instagram page from Broken Artist 98. And this goes into Disney Plus. Could Disney Plus become more dominant in the streaming service market compared to other popular sites such as Netflix or Amazon Prime Video? And I know this isn't 1/6 related, but I felt like it kind of is adjacent because we are talking about a lot of stuff in terms of licensability, if it will. And, we haven't seen anything from Amazon Prime like The Boys, figures from The Boys or anything like that, which would kind of be cool. Right. But I
hope that show did well. I mean, I told a lot of people about it. I know it wasn't talked about a lot, but man, that was a great show. Such a great show.
TJ, did you watch The Boys?
I loved it, man.
Yeah. I don't know how many figures I would buy from that. But I don't know. Maybe a couple representative. I mean, it's one season. We'll see where it goes. But but
honestly, it was one of my favorite adjacent superhero shows I've ever seen on TV. Like, it was better than anything on the CW. It was better than I honestly want to say better than anything. Almost better than anything Netflix has done. I just have a love of Marvel, so it's hard for me to truly say anything's better than like Daredevil season 1.
No, it was great. It was fantastic. Not to get too off topic, because what is our topic? Is Disney Plus going to?
Do you think Disney Plus will overtake the idea of like a Netflix or become the dominant?
So getting off that topic for 1 second, just because we're talking about The Boys, and we don't have to delve into this too deep. I just want to know because we haven't talked about it. Are you watching Watchmen?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I love that show. I just got the notification on my phone that the new episode's now on my Apple TV.
I know. We're missing it. Don't go anywhere just because you're here. If you watch, you can TiVo that, whatever you got. Yeah. Bye, TJ. So good, man. That show is so good.
TJ?
Oh, I am. I just said I'm leaving.
He's out of here. I love The Watchmen, and I gotta say, are you watching His Dark Materials on HBO?
No, but it looks really good, and I only peripherally know the materials that it's based on. So I do want to watch it because I did that with God, what was that show? Mr. Dr. Morell. No. You know what I'm talking about?
Dr. Moreau?
No, Morell.
No.
I thought you were Mr. Robot at first, which I love that show.
No. Mr. Robot is great too, but no. Go keep talking. But no, I'm not. Is it? Should I be watching it?
I honestly think it's one of my favorite shows on TV right now. I think it's
really?
I think it's stronger than Watchmen. Watchmen, no. I absolutely love it. I think it's a great show. But something about His Dark Materials is just has the right feeling and is done really well. And my God, they must be pumping in so much money onto that show.
Yeah, it looks like it, man. The CGI looks incredible.
CGI looks great. The acting is really, really strong. They have amazing actors. Like the cast kind of surprises me. It's
TV's where it's at, man. TV's where the actors are going. It was called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell.
Oh, okay. I've only seen the first episode of that. I have not watched.
Really good, man. I got sucked into it. It was really good, and I didn't read the book, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." So,
Wait, no, I've seen it. That's great.
Yeah, it's on Netflix,
right?
Yeah.
The Alienist is also great. I did read that book, and it was a mini series, so it's really quick, but it's really good.
But now, I will say that all these shows that we're talking about, none of them so far have a figure that I feel like I would need to buy.
No. Well, no. I would love old Ozymandias, but
okay, that might be, especially when he actually like wears the suit.
Yeah.
One of those things where I'd be like, okay, that would be cool.
But I would like young Ozymandias. I would like all the Watchmen in 1/6.
Yeah.
I would take them from the movie. I don't care if they're like
or
the cartoon, whatever you want, the comic book, whatever you want.
I thought the movie was honestly, and I don't think I
love it.
I think the movie was done like perfect. I think the changes were smart.
Yeah, me too.
And it was done so with such reverence, I think, to the material, which is sad when you have someone like Alan Moore who thinks that
sometimes shot for shot.
Yeah, I know. And it was so good, that a Rorschach from that would be amazing.
Well, that's a custom that somebody made a few years ago that I missed out on, and it looks great. I would love that. I would love that. I don't know why they're not doing that. I really don't know if that's a licensing, like maybe more. I mean, who the hell knows? He probably, like Mad Max. What's his name? Won't license any Mad Max stuff, so you can't buy. That's why.
What's his name? The director.
Yeah. Jesus.
So actually, my Sister Night figure, and I would say that from that show, that would be the one I would think about getting. Sister Night. She looks awesome. I love her in her suit.
Yep.
It's badass, but she would be the one I would think about getting, and maybe I'll feel different when the first season's over. That I'll be like, I need Sister Night.
Well, you'll want a Dr. Manhattan when he shows up eventually.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to show up eventually. But
yeah,
I like this right here. See, Jordan agrees. Agreed, Tom.
All right, I'm going to watch it. I honestly didn't know it had started, so I'm so into like certain things going on right now with TV that like I wasn't paying attention to Rick and Morty. I saw the commercial for Dark Materials, but I thought it was like coming soon, like November, December, or something like that. But yeah,
when I had caught up. Earlier this week, I want to say like Wednesday or something for his Dark Materials. I was like, I'll just watch the first episode and I'll put on some video games. At the end of the first episode,
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so at the end of the first episode, the second episode, you know how streaming services do that. Coming in 5 seconds is the next episode coming up, and I'm like, you know what? I had plans to do other things, but that was so good. I'm just going to roll right into the second episode, and I did, and I just loved it.
I'm gonna side note, because I think we've answered the question, because I don't think Disney Plus take over the other. I don't think so. I think there's so many good things right now. They're so spread out, and I'm so sick and tired of it, because it's $5 here, it's $7 there, it's $12 here.
I think that Disney Plus is a good money value though, because of all the stuff you're getting. You're getting Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars. It's not there yet.
How much stuff have you, like, I honestly, I put it on and I'm like, all right, I just got this. What else can I watch? And I'm like, I love all the Marvel movies. Obviously, I love all the Star Wars movies, but I've either bought those already.
Yeah, you have them. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Pixar, let's like,
I'm in it now, which is funny because these days it's different than when I first subscribed to Netflix, which Netflix is like, let me subscribe to Netflix so I have access to all of this stuff that's already come out. But when I subscribed to Disney Plus, it was just for their new series that were unique to that platform. So it is literally the Mandalorian app now.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
It maybe I'll watch Pixar in real life because that one looked intriguing. And I might watch like some old cartoons. I might watch X-Men or Gargoyles, some of my favorite cartoons growing up.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I was thinking about doing. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is still just Disney properties, whereas Netflix is, okay, we have Disney stuff. Granted, they're going to start slowly losing it. But we also have stuff from the CW. We have stuff from ABC and Fox. They run the gamut of things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why Netflix will continue to run the mindshare until they lose all of those licenses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think more and more, it's not doesn't have to be license driven. You know what I mean? I mean, they're putting out so much good stuff. And some of it falls between the cracks and stuff, but like there's so much good TV. Everybody's putting focus on TV. And to go back to Jesus. What's his name? Scorsese's comments on the Marvel movies.
Why are we talking about that?
What's that?
Why are we even talking about that?
Well, no. To say like films, you know, I mean, it's like everything's moved to TV. That what he's looking for is on TV in long form shows. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't think, honestly, this is blasphemous, I'm sure, to so many people, but I don't really see any difference in the superhero genre versus the gangster genre, which is what he does. It's like, it's just a different genre. So if he's saying that his stuff is films, it's not any different of film than a superhero film. It's just a different genre. And maybe he doesn't like that genre. That's fine. And that's why I'm like, I'm never going to disparage somebody else for what they like. Like, maybe I don't like romantic comedies. I do. But I'm just saying maybe I don't. But I'm not going to say that's not films. That is films. It's just films for a different person. It's not.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but it was a ridiculous. I've argued with people online, but they're like, you know, I mean, it's this intellectual film. You know, and listen, I love foreign films. I watch all sorts of films, but it is a film, and they're well done. No, they're not. It doesn't make me walk away and think about life or, you know, like it's fun. It's fun. It's what movies were when they first came out. If he wants to go back to the, you know, it's got to be the old days. They were serials. They were like cops and robbers and cowboys and Indians. It was just fun. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot of deep thought and pathos and, you know, I don't know. I love that stuff too. I love that stuff, but you know, you get a lot of that stuff on TV now.
Yeah.
What's the Jeff Goldblum show, Richie?
Like Jeff Goldblum talks about stuff.
Oh, I haven't watched that. It's good.
I
do love it.
Richie says it's good. I'm excited to see it. Actually, when I saw that pop up, I adore Jeff Goldblum. I know he has recently said some controversial things in the public eye, but I still adore him, and I would watch that show without question.
Yeah. Lenny, downloaded the entire library of Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels is great.
Good show.
Good show. Really good
show. I'm excited.
Slow seasons in the middle there, but it's pretty good though. It's great. I get to finish Clone Wars, which I never finished, which is great.
I'm excited for the new Clone Wars stuff to come out.
The new Clone Wars, right? Yep.
But again, we're talking about what the Disney Plus app is going to be great for is when it has the stuff that is exclusive to Disney Plus.
Oh my God! When this next year, when all this Marvel stuff starts coming out, that What If looks fucking amazing. I cannot wait for that.
What Two is freaking hosting that show.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. And all the shows look. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be some clunkers in there, but like they all look really, really well done, really well produced, and I mean that's gonna be the key to that thing. But I still think it's gonna be like, well, yeah, you watching, you know, are you watching What If, or are you watching whatchamacallit on Netflix? You know what I mean? You're gonna want it all.
I mean, that's exactly why I will continue to subscribe to the apps that have multiple offerings. Whereas CBS, this is my good example of like an app that I'm never going to subscribe to because CBS only has CBS stuff, which is Star Trek and The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's $5. It's $5. I really want to watch Star Trek. But I don't care that much. I'm literally going to.
You can buy those seasons when they're done on iTunes or something like that for cheaper than
that. Or you can. I think you can subscribe for a month and you know binge them.
There's the free.
I don't know if you can buy it by the month. You used to be able to. I don't know. Or do a trial.
I think you do the trial, but you can only do that once or per email address or something.
Yeah, it's so hard to create an email address. But it's so stupid. I mean, that's so $5 is ridiculous. You know, give us those shows. I mean, what do you have CBS? I don't even know what's on CBS. The CS everything.
Well, that's it. I think it is like
I don't watch any of that shit.
It's the Dick Wolf app. It's like all of his shows, which is so many shows. CSI, Law and Order, all of that stuff. So I mean, My mom, who watches all of that stuff, she records all that stuff. I'm surprised she hasn't gotten the apps just so she doesn't.
Everybody's mom watches that. That's the only people who watch CBS.
Yeah, they are the ones spending the money, and that's why CBS has an app that's still out there and doing fine. You know,
I guess you can watch all the CSI. Isn't it on all the time? Isn't it on constantly?
And every show, every episode is exactly the same as the last episode that just happened.
You do get Matlock, though. You'll get Matlock, so there you go. There's your $5 well worth it right there.
The only thing that's ever actually was the Twilight. I want to watch Jordan Peele's Twilight.
I heard it was not good.
I heard mixed reviews. I heard, it's highs and lows.
Black Mirror far blows it away. Black Mirror is the new Twilight Zone. It's just amazing. Is the new Black Mirror as good as the old Black Mirror before Netflix bought it? Because I've only watched like 3 of the Netflix run episodes. The latest, it's like one of those things with a weird season thing. So there was like 3 new episodes, and the only one that was a clunker was the what's her face? Jesus. All right, here goes my celebrity. I love TJ's face during this. Jesus Christ! Did you watch it, TJ?
I saw them. I saw them all.
Who was the singer? What's her face?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, thanks. Wrecking Ball.
Oh, Miley Cyrus. You know what my first guess was going to be? Miley Cyrus. I didn't even I don't know she's in it or anything. I was like,
yeah, she's in one episode, and it's the weakest episode of all of them. So
it doesn't surprise me. She's not like. I guess she is an actor because she's
not a great actress.
Yeah, but she started off as.
I know, but it's not even her acting. It's I can't even blame her acting. The story isn't great, but it's like one of 2 in that entire series that I've seen have been like, the rest have just blown me away. So good.
Yep.
What else we got, kids? Any more questions?
That's it from the IG page, pretty much. The rest were kind of jokey questions. Oh, okay, here we go. We got one from Math, C Collectibles, that asked, maybe discuss display options, cabinets, closets, shelves, etc. We were thinking,
that's what I said. We are actually, I'm putting together a show. I've been putting together a show about that, really trying to get some of that stuff. But yeah, we can touch on what you guys have for display options. So,
I would say if you're hearing this, you're watching this, and you have a good display option, or you have questions about displays, send them to us because we're going to be doing a full episode on displays coming up, so we can discuss that during the display episode.
Yeah,
because I would like to know, because once my custom display exploded when I moved to San Diego,
that's right.
I am still only showcasing 1/3 of my 1/6 collection, which is sad. So,
not down with the details, huh?
Well, I can't put a Hulk in a Detolf. It's like, and I can't put Thanos. Yeah, he looks crammed, dude. And that looks like a shadow. I don't know what I was looking at there, but
all right. Now put a little light on him. Hang on a second.
But I like to have all of my Avengers together. Yeah, see, look how hunched over he is.
He looks perfectly comfortable to me.
Wait, you mean Trevor or the Hulk?
Yeah, both. There is 4 things like that, and I will put this in the show. I'm not trying to promote it, but I think it's called Stony Stands, and I think there's some other people doing it now that he's done it. But he'll a plexiglass shelf that fits in a Detolf with a cutout, or it's a half shelf, so that you can put the Hulk full size, arms up and everything on there, and still put figures on the next shelf up, which is pretty cool. Anybody hear any of that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, okay. It just went silent. I'm like, am I talking to myself?
I'm sorry. I was going to lead with what I'm doing to solve my display problem.
Thanks.
What are you trying to do to solve your display problem, TJ?
Trying to buy a fucking house, man. Like, good.
Sabrina has the details. Yes, I've seen it. But Sabrina keeps like a very neat collection, a very curated collection. I should say neat, curated.
If I had a collection like Sabrina's, where it was like at most 2 figures per Detolf, it would look.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I'm already like, some of my cubes have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures in them, and that's like bursting. And I'm like, but these 5 figures need to go together. They need to be together. So it's like I want big groups. Like Trevor actually is
Look at the Lord of the Rings. This is ridiculous. There's 5 people
Yeah.
on each shelf. I mean, I've got to break into another shelf for these guys. I mean, these are all pretty.
I do agree. Detolfs are the de facto go-to perfect 1/6 scale displays. If you're trying to do something bigger though, like a big team display, a Detolf isn't the right answer. So it's more finding outside of Detolfs what else is available. Because I think Detolfs is the biggest.
So I recently picked up. So these are Billies.
I have the Billies, yeah.
And they're shelved for 1/12 right now because that's where I decided to put those. But I did buy them with the idea that maybe I'll just slowly get rid of the Detolfs and put the 1/6 collection in the Billies.
What are those things going up like stairs? Are those impact figures?
Where?
Okay, you have like things
over here.
Yeah, no. Put the camera back up there. Okay, I see 4 squares in the top left corner, maybe 5. Okay, look up. Those. Oh, they are Star Wars figures. Okay, that was it. That's all I wanted to know.
And those are lightsabers.
We can't hear you, just so you know, Trevor. But
you can't hear me?
No, you're really far away from your mic.
Oh, my mic should be on. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Hi.
I think we lost Trevor, TJ. I think he's having fun in his collection, playing with toys.
I like everything I have. I don't want to get rid of it.
Remove him from the stream. Hold on.
Back.
Sabrina, I love your idea here where she said crowded displays really affect my anxiety, even if it's not my own collection, hence the 2 figure per shelf rule. And I absolutely love that. And I wish I had the ability to cull my collection, which brings us back to, I think, the second episode of the 1/6 pack where we had you on, Sabrina, talking about culling the collection.
Right.
I wish I had your ability to do it. Honestly, the thought crossed my mind to pay for your airfare to send you out to me to pull my collection for me because I need help.
This is an entirely new job right here. I think
Yeah.
you've invented or discovered somebody to help you through getting rid of pieces of your collection.
Yeah.
And it's not just this stuff. There's a lot of people out there that have that problem. And
if anybody saw the drawers in my living room, because like I try to keep I said earlier, my 1/12 stuff is in drawers or bins or stuff, and on the offset, if you look at my place, it doesn't look like there's any. The second you open any drawer, any closet in this house, you're met with just like figures that spill onto you. It's gross.
Do you have any aspirin, Tom?
Don't go in there.
No
medicine cabinet is safe in this house.
Yeah, really. Yeah, no, it's true, man. It's you think about it, like you buy another thing and you're like, my God, I'm not replacing anything here. I'm just adding another thing.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, you're only limited by space, and every time I look around, I'm like, I could squeeze another shelf in there. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I mean, it is good. I mean, it's a thing. We love doing it, and they're cool and all.
I think at the end of the day, if you're running out of space, that means that you have bought a lot of things that you love. So therefore, it is good if you were just step back and look at it. Like, yes, I love this much stuff. Like it's great. When you're looking at it in terms of clean aesthetic, you're not going to get it. But if you're looking at it in terms of seeing passion on display, Trevor, your entire room that you're in right now is passion on display.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. And I feel like.
Thanks for putting that up. I feel like this is a personal attack, by the way. Was that TJ or Trevor? Right below.
I thought it. Yeah. I think they need a therapist too. Yeah.
You're talking about me. She's talking about me.
I'm talking about everybody. I'm the same way. I have a pile of stuff over here that I haven't even opened. It's feeling like that. I'm starting to feel like all right, I've got to take control of this. And it's not a thing where I can't control it. I must have it. I just, I don't know. I want to, I think I want to shoot these things, and then I do. I don't. I don't know. And the other thing is, I was talking to somebody where I was at this New Jersey Toys show a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to this guy. He's telling me the story about neighbor woman that he knows. I think it's a whatever. She had a son. Kid unfortunately passed away when he was in his, I think, 20s or late 20s. One of those situations where she never even, changed the room, didn't open, just the door closed and nothing ever left. And so she said, she had some bills to pay and she didn't know if her son's stuff, if there was anything that was worth it in there. This guy goes into the room, friend of the family, goes into the room and he's got unboxed Transformers from, the 80s and 90s, unboxed Star Wars figures, stuff worth thousands of dollars. And this is part we were talking about with culling your collection. Just like, she didn't know the value of any of it. She had gotten people to say like, I'll give you $5,000 for all of it. And I think, he talked her out of taking something like that. And he picked like 4 or 5 different things. They put them up on eBay. She got the bill paid that she needed, a couple $1,000s, and still the room was filled with stuff.
Yeah. And
she closed it back up again. And he's like, you really should just like let me put this stuff up there. You know what I mean? It's going to be somebody else's burden. And I feel like, I'm not collecting for value.
No.
I'm not collecting for appreciation. It's only like a bonus if I go to sell something that I don't want suddenly. And it's like, oh, it looks like people want this. Great. But I also don't want it to, just be packed up. And I know my wife, I hope she's not watching this, but she'll be like, just get rid of it. Take it all for $5,000. It's all yours. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you got to do, that's what you do. That's fine. I'm dead. I don't care.
Trevor, in your will, write that either me or TJ are called upon your passing to come and help sell your collection for your wife to like further her life or whatever it is going forward, or your funeral bills or whatever.
I really should put one or both of you in my will to come, like as a stipulation.
Should be
you
both.
have to come over here and value these things and put them up for, and get a cut of it or whatever.
Because I already I don't have a will, but I've told everybody that will listen in my family. I have a good friend that lives on Rhode Island. I'm like, if I go before anything happens, no matter what, you call him. He'll come in and he will sell all this stuff and all of your bills will be taken care of. You're fine.
There you go. Sabrina's saying that, as morbid as may sound, I have a list of prices of everything in case of my death and who to contact to help sell it, which is smart.
I love Sabrina's brain. Can I just say, it's the brain I wish I had. She's so prepared.
And Lenny says he has too many in the box, still things in the box, and he needs to purge. That's the thing, man. I don't know. At what point do you just say, that's it. I'm done. Yep. Or I'm thinning it out. I'm getting rid of stuff. I look around at everything I have and I go, there's nothing I really, there's stuff I could get rid of, but not that I really want to because I don't have to. But at some point, it's got to go.
This is getting depressing, but on that note, can I buy an Anakin?
Yeah, we'll talk.
All right. After the show.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right.
On the so just Lenny's probably still watching.
Yeah, he just commented a second ago.
I know. So Lenny, if I already told my wife, if I die, just call Lenny to sell my shit.
Yeah, there you go. Tom's on the list to be the first contact about Doctor Strange.
I love that Doctor Strange. Sabrina has the best 1/6 scale Doctor Strange I've ever seen. So
yeah, really.
If I'm on the list,
that's a good idea. Having a list of people would actually buy the figures would be that would be incredibly organized.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a down note. I don't know if we stop on a down note, but I mean, it is. I mean, listen, it's a good reason to have that stuff organized and ready to go for somebody. It's not a bad thing.
I feel like this is the second episode in our 14 episodes that we've almost ended on a what if we die? What happens when we die? So honestly, this is my plea to anybody watching. If you have another question, please ask it because I don't want to end on the what if we die question and what happens.
Well, Tom, I hate to tell you, but we're all going to die.
Well, I know that, but I don't want to think about it.
Okay. Yeah. Just saying.
Trevor? All right.
It's not a what if. It's not a what if.
No, I'm gonna find the fucking secret to life everlasting. I'll be the new Mumra. I don't care.
Create a 1/6 figure of yourself.
And I'll transfer
Vibe your soul into it.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine.
Yes. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about that's a little more uplifting?
I'm going to see if we have anything left in the comments. By the way, throw this out there again. We did launch an Instagram page. We haven't posted on there yet. If you guys have ideas of what you want to see on the Instagram page, throw it at us. But we're mostly...
we thought about, since we're kind of we are Exclu affiliated. They kind of handle news, but we might put some 1/6, updates, news on there, so maybe some pictures, but definitely some 1/6 photography. But anything else, you'd like to see up there that you're not seeing elsewhere would be.
I think future episodes when we're going to go back to pulling out, because this is open mic, we didn't want to throw on at the very end of the open mic a featured image kind of thing. But we're going to continue with that, I think, going forward. And I think what we'll do is we'll post that stuff on the Instagram page, kind of as what we're going to feature. So that way, when we're talking about it, you don't have to worry about watching the YouTube video to kind of see the picture we're talking about. It'll be on the page, and
cool.
What's the next figure you'll receive? Sabrina asks.
TJ?
Nothing.
Oh, something from. Oh wait, maybe either the Mark 7 or something from Endgame.
I think I'm either due for Tyrion. I guess is delayed now. I think I just gotta indefinitely. So I'm looking. It's Krennic's supposed to be dropping soon. That or Bespin Leia.
That Bespin Leia looks so good. It
really does.
I really like the stitching on that gown.
And I actually bought I bought another of the Hoth outfits. I bought just boots that perfectly match the Bespin look when they're escaping.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got that same hairdo, so I'm gonna try and put that whole outfit together. I think I pretty much got it together at this point. So that's gonna be nice to have that for pictures and stuff if I ever take any pictures of it.
I just got my family in, my Spaceman Stan, who is right here. But I also got shipment notification for another figure, which was a big surprise. I have the White Wolf himself, the Witcher, Geralt, coming.
Oh, wow.
From cool. It'll be my second ever non-licensed figure outside of Luke Cage. So that'll be interesting. I like seeing what different companies can kind of do with these things. So got that. And then
what's up with the Red Dead Redemption figure?
We don't talk about that, nor do we use those words, okay? When it happens, it happens. The end.
Red.
Trevor, you're the one who's killing this entire figure ever from coming out.
Now it's not coming out.
And I think Two-Face from the Toy Fair exclusive should be my next big Hot Toys release.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
This month? Next month? Something soon. So that's, I think, my next big one. And then Ant-Man, I think, is due anytime soon. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I feel like was the second release date.
God damn, man. It's so crazy. These long lead times on these pre-orders are crazy. You completely forget about these figures.
I know. But, I mean, at least they didn't change those two characters' look when they were in Endgame. So it doesn't feel like they're that out of place. Like, when Captain Marvel shows up, she went through 4 different look changes between the Captain Marvel movie and the end of Endgame. So it's what? Am I getting? I'm getting the retro Captain Marvel figure.
Yeah. So now, speaking of Witcher, is the show on yet? It is. Right?
Not yet. No.
Oh, not yet. Okay. You think you'll pick that up if it's any good? They got to come out with a figure for that.
Okay. I hope they'll do a figure for it. I am not I think Henry Cavill is a terrible actor personally.
Me too.
I'm not excited for him specifically. I'm excited for a Witcher show. And if he does well, and that show ends up being, the next Watchmen or His Dark Materials kind of thing in my mind, where I'm blown away by how good it is. Because I was worried about the Watchmen going into it. I will consider buying it depending on the quality of the show. Because I spent, I think, 125, 130 hours in that game, The Witcher 3, which is, if you were to divide that by movies, and I have like a character from 1 2-hour long movie, why would I have so many characters from something I spent 130 hours in?
Yeah. So, I spent 3, I think, on that. Okay. I gave up. I'll go back to it someday. Probably not.
Game is amazing.
I know. Well, on that note, TJ, I don't want to take over hosting duties from you, but you're sitting back like you're.
He's on his phone.
Okay. Are you chatting? Okay.
Yeah.
I got to run, so it's been a 2-hour show. It's really cool. I enjoyed just talking about whatever pops up. It was really nice. So thanks for the questions.
Thanks for the questions, TJ. Thank you for doing the hosting duty.
Hey, awesome job. Anytime, guys. So much fun.
Yeah,
awesome job. Yeah, you're going to do it more. So, and maybe Tom will do it next time. If you guys would just come up with a deck, that'd be even better. But
I'll come up with the deck. It's all going to be anime. We didn't even talk about those.
Oh, we didn't get to that. All right, I promise we'll put those on the next one.
Yeah, at that point, it's old news. No one wants anything that's over like a week old, so it's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, TJ, would you like to lead us out of here, or?
Sure. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to episode 14. All 6 of you, we really appreciate it.
Over the course of the episode, there was like a couple. It was like double. But I will say, if I could chime into TJ send off and just say, like, follow, and subscribe us on Instagram, and we're going to be more active on that coming forward.
Yeah, and on that note, it's not to, I don't want to delve into this too deeply either, but there's, this YouTube change. I don't know how much you know about it, but it could definitely affect things. I have to look into it a little bit more for our channel, but we may be doing more on Instagram, so we'll see. Hopefully,
know who changes.
Yeah, well, part of it is that if you do anything, just to quickly gloss over, if you do anything that could be considered related to kids,
oh yeah, I do know
kids
that.
Considered being 12 and under, you have to say that, or if you don't, they can
blacklist you, right? Pretty much.
And what?
Like kind of blacklist you in a way.
Well, they can blacklist, or they can take down your channel if you don't declare it, and if you do declare it, say we do have content that could be considered for kids. There's no commenting. There's no advertising, which is fine. We're not in an advertising situation anyway. And there's no end credits where you can send people off to a website or off to another video and things like that. So it's the no commenting thing to me blows my mind. I don't know what's going to, ultimately come of that.
If you have TJ dropping F-bombs on this video, and I think we'll be fine. We're not kids related.
No, believe me. Here's the thing, though. It's an algorithm that's going to go through all these millions and millions of things, and if they see anything that looks like a toy or pop culture, and you haven't rated it as being for kids, you're going to get flagged, and you could definitely get taken down. It's crazy.
It's a crazy world. I know it's affecting a lot of. I heard that there were YouTube changes. And I heard it's affecting a lot of creators. And I think that a lot of the social media apps are changing for the worse, not the better. And it's going to be a different landscape in like 5 years from now. So who knows?
It really is. I mean, this is going to affect. Yeah, it's I see a lot of the Lego people, but I did watch one today that was really compelling and opened my eyes, because I thought exactly what you were thinking, Tom, is like, well, we're just going to say we're not for kids. And basically, if you looked at any of these, well, at least our show, you'd say the language is not for kids. And what he said was, like, it doesn't matter if you're reviewing a $250 figure. If it's a Spider-Man figure, an Iron Man figure, that algorithm will probably consider that to be something. It's pop culture. It's aimed at kids. That particular figure could be aimed at kids. And you'll be flagged if you don't say this is, for kids.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Anybody who reviews these Lego sets and stuff, which adults collect all the time, these people with millions of followers that make a living off of this are not going to be able to have advertising or comments on their pages. It's insane.
I think it used to be with most apps a YouTube Kids or a Instagram Kids, because Instagram even has a thing where
there is a YouTube Kids though.
You're not supposed to be under what, 16 to be on Instagram?
18, I think.
Oh, I thought it was a little younger.
Maybe it's 16. I don't know. Maybe.
But I mean, half the people I talk to over DM and whatnot are like 14, 15, asking about how they get into toy photography and stuff. And I'm like, I don't even question it, because I mean, it's a kid. Kids are out there. It's the internet. They're growing up with it in their lives the way that I never had an option to. So it's tough.
Yeah. Well, Richie, to answer your question, well, this is your statement, but there's so many accounts out there, but they literally were talking about how the FTC is saying they have the ability to go through millions of accounts very quickly, and they're going to make a determination. And it's not a matter of like, hey, wait a minute, no, that's not right. They made the determination, you know what I mean? And now it's out of YouTube's hands. YouTube's washed their hands of it. Legally, they don't have any, they don't have to deal with it anymore. They're the ones that screwed up, because basically you couldn't sign up for a Google account if you were under 16 or 18, whatever the number is. And that was fine. In their fine print, it said, you have to be at least 16. So if you had signed up for something and there was millions of kids under the age of 16, which there are with Google accounts, that's on you. That's on the kid who signed up for it being under 16, because we told you.
Yeah.
Right? We told you can't do that. But what they did is they took all that data and they continued to advertise to that demographic. And that's what they got slapped with that huge fine for. It was basically, they didn't say, hey, we got to purge all this stuff. They knew that there were millions of users under the age that they had stated. And they not only did that, but they advertised and collected their data. So,
well, I feel like
we're all screwed because of what YouTube did.
YouTube is one of those interesting places, because I don't personally go on YouTube as often as I know a lot of people do. A lot of people, YouTube is like,
I find myself on it more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm the exact opposite. I'm on it less and less. But my nephew, who is 5 years old, he watches YouTube people open up toys, gachapon kind of toys and stuff like that. Any toys.
Yep.
Whenever he's like, I don't, parenting issues aside, anytime he's like acting up or anything like that, my sister just puts a video of YouTube toy stuff in front of him, and he's silent and drawn in, and like that is it. So like I get it, and it's I understand that aspect of it, but it's a hard thing for those of us who are out there making content that's not for the 5-year-old. Maybe
and for those people,
of a beer glass or something like that.
Right. And but for those people who are making it for kids, you're now not going to be able to collect money for that. You're not going to be able to monetize it anymore, which is insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you had to move to Google Kids, and Google Kids is for a certain age and under, I mean, if you're, then again, who subscribes to? I mean, I don't know how you subscribe to that. I don't know how you have a Google account for Google Kids.
Well, Google Red, YouTube Red is becoming the new big thing. So
yeah,
I feel like now there's ads. I used to be able to watch stuff on YouTube where I get the ad in the beginning and I get the ad at the end.
Yeah. Oh, it's all over the place.
I'm watching a music video.
Anything 15 minutes or longer. It's like 3 or 4.
It's even like 5-minute stuff or like 4 minute, like a music video. I'm watching a music video, and a minute and a half into the music video, I'm like getting along with the music. I'm really enjoying it. And then all of a sudden it's like an ad for fucking Cialis. And I'm like, what am I supposed to, what? You just killed it. Like, and I turn off YouTube and I'm like, done. I'm not subscribed to YouTube, bro. It's not happening. So I
know there's an opening somewhere, and Facebook is falling apart on its own. So I don't think that really has anything to do with it. And I don't know what it's going to be, because everybody's going to have this same issue with this law. So
Instagram is changing too. Like, they're shutting down cosplayers left and right now because of just scandalous.
Really? Really?
Yeah, they're cracking the heck down on what is acceptable. You can't hide things with like an emoji or stuff like that, or you can't be suggestive in any way anymore.
Wow.
So even I'm wondering how long it'll take till that delves into the toy photography, because some people like to do toy photography where it's a little more risque and stuff. Not my thing, but some people do it, and they're still subtly hiding things. But pretty soon they're going to get flagged and shut down because that Instagram is cracking down on that.
Yep.
So
it's a whole new world, kids. So stick with us,
adults. It's a whole new world, adults.
while we're here. And thanks.
This. None of you.
Thanks. Drink more Coors Light, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time, right, TJ?
Yep, you got it.
Peace.
Fucking lights are going out
everywhere.
Everything everywhere.
Yeah.
Bye.